Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another read from Exodus, the second book that Moses wrote, you know what I mean? Inspired to write. And I will say this, it's heating up. You got what I'm saying? We have got through the plagues, and there was a 10th plague. You feel what I'm saying? It was a 10th one, you know what I mean? That was the last, when you look at what the plagues created, it disabled a civilization. You feel what I'm saying? It killed off the men babies to come to, you know what I mean, to defend our civilization, to to keep forging on in our civilization. You get it? You feel what I'm saying? So it's I'm gonna tell you this like point blank period. Let's listen and put action to some things early. Early, you can be stubborn. You can sit there and think you know it all. You know what I mean? You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Because whom we pray to come as a message, whom we pray to will come through a message to you. And it's for you to listen. You got what I'm saying? It's for you to evaluate it. It's for you to sit back and realize, okay, yo, my action's wrong. You feel what I'm saying? My action's wrong. Stop looking at what someone else is doing to you. Look at what you are doing. You know what I mean? Pay attention to your deeds. Yes, there are people that taunt you. There are people that come at you first. Sometimes it's for you to walk away. Sometimes it may be for you to smack the mess out of them. It may be for you to beat them down. You got what I'm saying? It may be for you in that moment to handle this because it's going to be ongoing. You feel what I'm saying? But sometimes it's a true saying. Some people know not what they do. They know not what they do. You feel me? They ain't nothing but a puppet in something that they're trying to be down in. And you know what I mean? When you look at today's times, everybody want to be, everybody want to be in some type of game. Everybody want to be affiliated with some type of game. And what you don't understand and you don't get, do you understand if the correct word is beef? Do you know that beef that you are taking on has nothing to really do with you? It don't. It don't. I said something in a post one day letting you know that, if my family would have moved out California long time ago, I would have been gangbanging because my friend would have been gangbanging. It says to the world, okay, when you get direct to the point of it, it says to the world, okay, you're a follower. You got what I'm saying? But if you understand friendship, you understand brotherhood, then you're gonna sit there and say, yeah, cuz at least you understand, you know what I mean? At least you get it, at least you understand it. But think about this. What did dude 10 blocks down the street really do to me? Nothing. What did dude 10 blocks down the street really do to the person that I chose to be a friend? Nothing if he never been shot at, if he never been wounded, if his family never went through anything. You're taking on a beef that existed before you was even born. You feel what I'm saying? Before you was even born. They probably got to argue about some bubble gum. You understand me? Some bubble gum and then told you don't cross this street no more. You get me? I know it's deeper than that. I know it's deeper than that, but I'm going to take it to the most purest form of stupidity. Anyway, like I said, you with the Nasty Pastor, and we're back with another read from Exodus. We're on chapter 12, and like I said, you know what I mean? We done went through the plagues. We don't realize that, this Pharaoh was really wrong. This Pharaoh really crippled the civilization that we forged. Our ancestors forged. They had blood, sweat, and tears for this. You get me? Let's get into this. The title is The Passover instituted. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month, every man shall take for himself a lamb according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the persons, according to each man's need. You shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goat. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doors posts on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. Then they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire with unleavened bread, unleavened bread, and with the bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roasted in fire, its head with its legs and its entrails. You shall let none of it remain until morning, and what remains of it until morning you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. So you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Now you get this part we're at, right? You understand where we at? We're at the part where that they're getting ready to kill off the Kemites, the Egyptians, the Africans, firstborns. You know what I mean? And there's a way, a symbolism of letting this evil that is airborne. You feel what I'm saying? Airborne to not mess with the Jewish, the Israelites. You know what I mean? If that's if that would be the most dominated word to say, you know what I mean, these Israelites' children alone. You get what I'm saying? So when I tell you, and I say this to you again, if you think the demiurge cannot come in and stop a lot of this stuff that's going on, yes, it's possible. It's very possible. It was possible, and it was done before Christ. Believe me, after Christ, it can be done. You get what I'm saying? It can be done. For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt. I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel. Now I wonder how they do this today. You got what I'm saying? How does they do it? I don't practice Jewish culture. You feel what I'm saying? So I wonder how do they do this today during their Passover. I know what I done do my Passover. You got what I'm saying? I eliminate things. I sacrifice things. You got what I'm saying? Things I love to do, I sacrifice. You get what I'm saying? And I don't just go for 7 days. I go for 30 days, as Muslims do during their what is it called? What they call it? Ramadan. You know what I mean? Usually their Ramadan lasts, I know when I was in prison, the Ramadan lasted 30 days, sweet pie. I can't tell you what you're doing out here because it was not introduced to me outside of prison. In prison, they was going almost 30 days. You feel what I'm saying? For real, for real. Anyway, let's get back into this. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and on the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation for you. No manner of work shall be done on them, but that which everyone must eat, that only may be prepared by you. So you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this same day I will have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generation as an everlasting ordinance. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at the evening. For 7 days no leaven shall be found in your houses, since whoever eats what is leavened, that same person shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel. Whether he is a stranger or a native of the land, you shall eat nothing leavened. In all your dwellings you shall eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, pick out and take lambs for yourselves according to your families, and kill the Passover lamb. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two doorposts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out of the door of his house until morning. For the Lord will pass through to strike the Egyptians, and when he sees the blood on the lintel and on the two doorposts, the Lord will pass over the door and not allow the destroyer to come into your houses to strike you. You know, doesn't that, I don't know if you know these New Year's rituals, you know what I mean? But there's stuff about New Year's. You feel what I'm saying? That no one should pass over your door, you know what I mean? The person that passed over your door probably be your husband, be your wife for the I guess for that season or ongoing. It's things about money should be left at your door. It's a lot. You got what I'm saying? These I'm not gonna call them rituals. I'm gonna call them ways of being blessed, ways of acknowledging the blessings that we can receive from whom we pray to. You get what I'm saying? These old time blessings. You feel what I'm saying? That you are to do these things to be blessed. You feel what I'm saying? A way of being blessed. And you shall observe this thing as an ordinance for you and your sons forever. It will come to pass when you come to the land which the Lord will give you, just as he promised, that you shall keep this service. And it shall be when your children say to you, what do you mean by this service? That you shall say, it is the Passover sacrifice of the Lord who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he struck the Egyptians and delivered our households. So the people bowed their heads and worshiped. Then the children of Israel went away and did so, just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And I know you probably wondering, like, man, where you get all this stuff from? I get it from women. You got what I'm saying? A woman told me these things, not just one woman, a lot of women I've ran into have told me these things, man. I had one woman told me she don't even open her door on New Year's. She go out her back door. People knock on her door, she don't even answer. She don't look out the peephole, she don't do nothing. I just started laughing. I said, you ain't trying to be married. She said, no. I ain't trying to have the wrong person in my house. I said, I feel you. But let's get on into verse 29. And verse 29 is the 10th plague, death of the firstborn. And it came to pass at midnight that the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of livestock. So Pharaoh rose in the night, he, all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. Now, verse 31 title is the Exodus. Then he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise, go out from among my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go. Serve the Lord as you have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians urged the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we shall all be dead. So the people took their dough before it was leaving, having their kneading bowls bound up in their clothes on their shoulders. Now the children of Israel had done according to the word of Moses, and they had asked from the Egyptians articles of silver, articles of gold, and clothing. And the Lord had given the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they granted them what they requested. Thus they plundered the Egyptians. Then the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot besides children. A mixed multitude went up with them also, and flocks and herds, a great deal of livestock. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough with which they had brought out of Egypt. For it was not leavened, because they were driven out of Egypt and could not walk, nor had they prepared provisions for themselves. Now the sojourn of the children of Israel who lived in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, on that very same day, it came to pass that all the armies of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night of solemn observance to the Lord for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord, a solemn observance for all the children of Israel throughout their generations. Now 43 is title is Passover Regulations. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. No foreigner shall eat it, but every man's servant who is bought for money, when you have circumcised him, then he may eat it. You get it? Where, us Kenites, we wasn't to eat that. You feel what I'm saying? We're foreigners to these you get it? These Jews, they are foreigners to us. You understand me? They are in another land. Remember, if you really follow my post, if you're really following me, you know that the origin of the Jews, the Hebrews, is over in Asia. You feel what I'm saying? Asia. Let's get into let's start this off, verse 48. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger dwells with you and wants to keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as a native of the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat it. One law shall be for the native born and for the stranger who dwells among you. Thus all the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass on that very same day that the Lord brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt according to their armies. Now, that's the end of chapter 12. And I say this, it's self-explanatory what went on. You got what I'm saying? Like I said, there was a 10th plague, and what that plague did was kill off the next generation of soldiers, the next generation of thinkers, of builders. You feel what I'm saying? You get it? People that go out and fish, to feed the land. People that go out and move around, nurture the cattle, so that when it's time for us to, maybe we have to use some type of cattle or something for sacrifice. It's of I would say righteous health. You got what I'm saying? When it's time to eat, it's of righteous health. You feel what I'm saying? When it's time for us to consume that, it's of righteous health. If that's the correct way of me trying to, explain it to you. I just say this to you, Get to listening, get to putting some actions to some things, because Satan is on us. You feel what I'm saying? Is on us. And if you feel robbing, stealing, killing, selling drugs, all this unrighteous acts is righteous, come on, man. Come on now. There's something wrong that you have been taught in your life, or there is a situation you was in that made that right, and you have been living that way ever since. You get what I'm saying? You know, when you think about what happened down in New Orleans with Katrina, you got what I'm saying? Them people had to go loot to eat. Them people had to go do this and this and this and this and that and that and that and that. You got what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was right. I get why it was done. But when you got to Georgia, come on, man. It was set up for you to win. It was set up for you to win. Plenty funding. Anyway, like I said, I am the nasty pastor. This has been another read from Exodus. I love you, and I'm out.